What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Baseballogy. I'm your host for the show, Ryan Evans. Welcome if you are tuning in for the first time. Welcome if you have seen my channel before and know what this channel is about. If you don't know what this channel is, let me explain pretty quickly. Baseballogy is just basically the study of baseball. It's a made up word that I made up. Obviously, baseballogy is not a real word, but my purpose of the channel is basically to make just baseball everything baseball. So like I've talked about basically remember the Jackie Robinson West Little League team. I talked about them and kind of where they're at right now. I talked about how like I played summer ball with some of them, went to high school with a couple of them, and so like I talked about exit velocity being maybe important, maybe not as important as you would think it is. I'm going to be doing like breakdowns of games, like I said, like focused questions, transactions, and games of baseball trivia that I am basically like this close to being ready to get started on. So today, we are going to be talking basically about how I was talking about the Little League World Series. I had already talked about the Jackie Robinson West team, so I'm not going to be mentioning them because I feel like it would be preaching to the choir, and just it's a lot. You know, I already kind of talked about them. So instead of talking about them, I'm going to be talking about all of the other teams in that same 2014 Little League World Series. Where are they now? What are they doing? I only bring this up because I think there's like two names on here that are pretty interesting and two names that people are definitely going to know, right? I'm going to leave it until I actually say the names because I think they're really interesting names, and at first glance you'd be like, oh wow, I didn't remember them being in the Little League World Series. So yeah, let's just get started. Let's talk about all the other teams in the United States and basically where are these guys now. I'm not going to talk about every one of them, every single guy on every single team. That would take over like an hour. I'm not doing that, so that's a lot, right? I'm just talking about the ones that are going to Division One or have been like drafted and are playing like professional baseball right now. Those are the only ones that I'm talking about right now. Okay, so with that, let's talk about the Southeast team from the 2014 series. So we have Drew Byers. I'm not going to talk about the stats or anything because I don't really know the stats. I don't really know their stats. Can't find them really. But this guy, he is going to Notre Dame to play baseball. I think this is pretty interesting. You know, Notre Dame is like a pretty decent, school for like just straight up. It's a good school. Like it is a straight up good school. So he gets to go there for academics, and that's awesome. But he also gets to play baseball there, which is even more awesome because there's a possibility he might get drafted out of college, maybe, depending on how he does, right? So that's pretty cool. Second, we have Blake Money, who is going to LSU, Louisiana State University. Man, that's also a pretty good school. Like the fact that he gets to go to a really good school and play baseball at that school, just really awesome. So congrats to that guy. Next, this is obviously a name that I hope a lot of baseball fans know. I hope a lot of baseball fans know because you heard his name in the 2020 MLB draft, and I'm not talking about Ed Howard. I'm talking about Robert Hassel, I think, who was also drafted in that first round of the 2020 draft by possibly the Padres, if I remember correctly. I hope I do, because I don't want to sound like an idiot, right? So Robert Hassel is like honestly really insane. Like I think he's going to be a really good prospect. Sometimes prospects don't really pan out like they should. So we'll see what happens with him. but he did get drafted by the Padres and is working his way through the system right now. I am absolutely not 100% sure if he is even playing during spring training. Not sure if they invited him, but he is playing. He's playing for the Padres, so that's really awesome, right? Next, we have Sam Slaughter, who is going to the University of Memphis. Memphis is a really good school. I mean, yeah, I can probably say a lot of these schools are like good schools academically, for the most part. So he's going to Memphis, and he gets to play baseball there. I, it just, it's awesome, man. If you're playing Division I baseball, you're doing something right. You're doing something that I'm not doing. You're doing something that basically all of my teammates are not doing. So, congrats to like all the guys that are just on this list. They actually are trying to make something out of their baseball career, and I think that is totally awesome. So finally, for the Southeast, we have Eston Snyder, who is going to Middle Tennessee State. So the team that I'm talking about right now, they're actually from Tennessee. So a couple of these guys here, aka like Sam Slaughter, going to Memphis. He's staying. He's in state. Eston Snyder, he's in state. So it's really cool for them that they can kind of play semi close to their homes. So yeah, Eston Snyder going to Middle Tennessee State. That's pretty cool. And then going on to the West Division, or the West Region, we have only 3 guys on the list. We have Josiah Cromwick, who is going to the University of Oregon. Oregon is a really good school, especially for like sports and everything. Like no matter what sport you're playing at Oregon, you're going to be playing on a pretty decent team. I mean, you really just can't sit here and say like, oh yeah, well Oregon, like, or even Memphis, or like that they're a bad team because they're Division I, and they have a bunch of guys who are throwing like 90 plus, So Josiah Cromwick going to Oregon, so that's awesome. Next, we have 2 guys who are actually going to the University of Nevada, Las Vegas. Both are going to UNLV. We have Austin Krishuk and Brad Stone. So this is actually kind of cool because these guys were both teammates through the World Series, and now they get to play college baseball together, and so it's kind of like they get reunited, right? And it's pretty cool. Now, I'm not totally sure if they played high school together, so I didn't really look into that. I'm not really sure. The next team that I'm going to talk about has a total of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 guys and one girl, and one girl, that are playing Division I sports right now, which is actually really, and they're all playing baseball / softball, right? They're all playing baseball / softball. So it's really, really cool to see the Mid-Atlantic team have so many great players on their team. First, we have Scott Bandura, who is going to Princeton. Princeton is a very, very prestigious Ivy League school, and congrats to this dude. He's not just good at baseball; he's smart, which is I wish I had both of those things, but I don't. So. Second, we have Kai Cummings, who is going to Mount St. Mary's. Mount St. Mary's, if you don't know, I think it's in like New Jersey or something. I don't even know. I really don't even know. All I know is it's like a smaller Division I school, and I've seen them play basketball like 2 or 3 times. So that's it. That's all I know about them. I don't know how good of a team they are. I don't think they're actually that great. So. Next, we have Jalee Hendricks, who is going to Southern University, which is basically where, if you watched my Jackie Robinson West video, 2 guys are going to that school. So basically, the Southern University baseball team has three guys from that Little League World Series alone. It's actually really cool. I don't know how much of a dynamic there's going to be there. You know, like, oh yeah, we all played in the Little League World Series, and they actually might be a decent team. They might not. I'm not sure. Next, we have Joe Richardson, who is going to the University of LaSalle or LaSalle University. Um, this, I believe, LaSalle is in the Atlantic 10, the A10 conference. It's not a very bad school, but it definitely could be like better. Next, we have Zion Spearman, who is going to the University of Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh is a pretty good school, so like congrats to this dude. He gets to go to a good school and play baseball, so pretty cool. Jared Sprague-Lott is the second to last guy on the list, who is going to the University of Richmond. Or actually, I am sorry, he is the last guy. He is the last guy for the Mid-Atlantic team, because the next one is Monet Davis, who is going to Hampton University to play softball. So I know she made a bunch of waves kind of in the Little League realm because basically she was the first. I keep saying basically, what the heck? I keep saying basically. It's so weird. Basically. So Monet Davis was the first girl to ever throw a shutout in a Little League World Series game, and that's really cool. It's a really huge milestone for like girls and women everywhere. So that's really awesome for them. So she actually is playing at Hampton University, playing softball, and it is a really, I think, decent school for softball. So next we have the New England team, who has a total of three guys playing Division One sports in general. They have two guys playing baseball and one guy playing hockey. You know how like the people on the East Coast play hockey a lot more than it's a thing. It's a thing. So we have first Addison Kopak, who is playing at the University of Rhode Island, another A10 school, I think, for baseball. I know it is for basketball. I'm not sure if it is for baseball. I'm almost like 90% sure. Next, we have Brendan Wright, who is going to Army West Point, which is basically the Army. Army's just it's the Army's baseball team. It's the Army college, so that's really cool, man. And then the guy that is playing hockey for he's just playing hockey is Jaden Struble for Northeastern University. I'm not even sure where that one's at. I think it's like Massachusetts or something, or New Jersey. I'm not totally sure, but this guy's playing Division One hockey, so that's pretty interesting, I guess. Next, we have the Northwest team, and the first guy is nobody. They have no Division One players at all. They have maybe I think a couple like JUCO guys. They have a couple of them. Nothing really big. I mean, hey, JUCO could turn into Division One pretty easily. You just gotta put in the work, I guess. That's it. You just have to put in the work. Next, we are going to talk about the Southwest team, and they only have one guy who is playing for Fordham University. Walter Maker is playing for Fordham University, which is another A10 school. A lot of these guys are going to like Atlantic 10 schools, which is really weird and very coincidental. That is pretty crazy, honestly. The final team we are talking about here is the Midwest, which they only have one guy playing Division One sports, and it's not baseball. He is playing for the South Dakota football team. His name is Bridger Nesbitt. When I heard about him, is that he is not that bad of a football player. I mean, that's just, I don't know. Like, that's just kind of what I saw on, like, Twitter. And I'm not very sure. I haven't looked at his stats or anything. I haven't looked at his, like, numbers or anything. But hey, you're playing Division One football, so that's pretty cool, honestly. And with that, we are done talking about the other Little League World Series teams and kind of where they're at. Like I said, I did a video about the Great Lakes team already, and basically where every single one of those guys are at. So I'm not going to talk about it in this video because I kind of want you to watch that video. It already has about 350 views, which is like big for me. Like, that's big for me because I only have like 15, 17 subs. So, I do want to thank people for, watching some of my videos and, giving me some of the comments saying like, hey, this is a good channel, this is a great video, thank you, like, I think what you are saying is good. There are a lot of people who disagreed with me on like some of my predictions. That's fine. Everybody has their opinions, but I appreciate the comments. I appreciate everything. Make sure, but with that, make sure to like and subscribe to my channel. Like my videos, please. Subscribe to my channel, please. My ultimate goal, at least if I don't like make this a huge channel to the point where I can get like the silver YouTube award, help me to the point where I can start making money from YouTube. And basically, I need 1,000 subs. So if you people can help me get to 1,000 subs, that would be awesome. And I would totally be down for doing like a giveaway or something like that. Like, giveaway of like merch or something like that. That'd be really awesome. I'd be totally down for that. So share this with your friends, share this with your family, tell every one of them, like and subscribe to my videos and channel. Please, it really helps more than you would ever know. So just please do that. And with that, just stay tuned for my next video, and thank you for tuning into Baseballogy.